Hello. Hello, testing. Getting all this proper equipment getting ready. Alright. Voice is a little raspy, so deal with that. Hey, what's up? This is my first episode, Cisco Facts. Again, I apologize for the raspy voice. 420 wasn't that too long ago, so I think I overdid it. You know, it is what it is, but, So, for y'all don't know me, my name is Cisco. Um, this is Cisco Facts. What is Cisco Facts? Basically, this is just basically my opinions on things that are going on and things that are happening, and give you Cisco Facts. Uh, you know, Basically what I think really happened, or what I think the way things maybe should be, can be, what it be, give you some advice, joke around, give you some personal stories. Hopefully I can relate to you in your life and help you out in situations, or give you advice, or just talk shit and help you pass the time. Um, so, more about me. I'm about 34, Dominican, but born and raised in New York. Spent a few years out in Florida, down by Kissimmee and St. Cloud, back in the early 2000s. You know, I love sports. As I'm getting older, sometimes I don't watch it as much as I used to, but I was a big sports fan, big into the fantasy football, big into the, you know, anything, gambling, whatever makes money. Even though I don't know how to gamble, I like to just do a straight wager. Sometimes I do parlays, but I don't bet anymore. Um, Even though once New York maybe puts the bets on, I'll throw some in there here and there, but you know, I'm not driving down to Jersey to do it legally, and I'm tired of doing it illegally. So, you know. But anyway, yeah, I love boxing. I love to eat. I've been to a lot of different restaurants and places. I actually have a little Google review account. I have over 400,000 views on my pictures, and over I don't know how much on the reviews. I just like to take pictures. I don't really review as much as I should. But I love to eat. I love to cook. I love to make people laugh. Down to earth guy, approachable as they say. And very open minded. I like to try to look at things inside the box and out. Because that's really the only way to understand the world, at least as I see it. But so today, what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about something that I feel that a lot of people maybe do in their lives, or know somebody that does it, or you yourself do, and that is don't try to fix what's not broken, ladies and gentlemen. And that's an interpretation, because sometimes we might think something is broken, but it's not really broken. And I want to dive in a little deep into that to get you more or less to see where my mindset is at, and see if I can help you understand certain things in your life. Maybe you're going through, or like, what the hell are you talking about, Cisco? Don't try to fix what's not broken. Um, I notice in life, we go through stages, we do things, we see things. Hopefully, we learn and we move on. But sometimes we like to make situations worse than what they really are. You don't really need to be a scientist to get certain things done, and sometimes we look at it as if we're needing to reinvent the circle. So, not too long ago, very recent actually, a friend of mine's got a scooter, brand new, expensive, in the $500 range, give or take, after taxes and all that good stuff. And the model had I don't want to say a flaw, but it was a little loose in the column area, and you know, we all said either take it back, or you know see if it's something that's part of the. Long story short, I come outside and I see my friend. He's there, like two other guys, and they basically taking the bike apart, the scooter, the bike, whatever. And he's probably gonna listen to the podcast and be like, he's gonna say, it wasn't like that. But we did. I did tell him, like, we should wait a little bit, and either get something that's more reasonable than taking it apart, and trying to figure out what is wrong with it, because it's an obvious flaw design. And then when I was reading on some of the reviews, that seems to be the issue, but nobody really put any solution to it. My solution to it was to put a washer, you know? So I was like, these, they were trying everything but, a simple solution to the problem. So you're like, but wait a second, this is don't try to fix what's not broken. It sounded like it was broken. But technically speaking, if it comes brand new out the box and seems to be a flawed design, it's not really that it's broken. It was more that it was a flawed design, or maybe that's a design that they do to keep the bike maybe from breaking under certain pressures right away and giving it, some slack. And long story short, they took that bike, they did certain things. So I was like, look, now you can't, now it's messed up way more than it is. We're actually going to try to fix it tomorrow. I'll give you guys a an update on that on the next episode. But yeah, so he made more problems than what it really was. Could have been a simple solution of just take it back, call the manufacturer, or even just throw that little washer to the little gap that was there. But we tried so many other things that wasn't, well, not we. I want to say we because I was there, but technically speaking, I didn't really do anything. So, but yeah, so it's things like that where we take certain situations that doesn't need to be a certain way, and we tend to take it to another level. Like something that could have been simple with just waiting or googling or doing a little bit more research before deciding to take everything apart, because it's like, what if you just voided your warranty, or what if you fucked it up more than it is, etc. Excuse my language. But it is what it is. And I've noticed, apart from when I say don't try to fix what's not broken, is like we we tend to do the same things over and over. We don't Sometimes we don't want to change. We want to do things the same way. But in your mind, you say to yourself, why am I going to fix something that's not broken? But a lot of people are not happy. They want to certain other things in life. They want to do things differently. They want to think, but we fall into a comfort zone, and it's like, okay, I'm living good, or I'm doing whatever I want, or I got a roof over my head, etc. And people get comfortable, and that's the other aspect of what I mean by, don't try to fix what's not broken. You in your mind think it's not broken, but it is. So you actually don't fix what's broken, and you tend to dwell on other things that fall over from the what I call the emotional spillage from certain situations and things like that, because we think that we know the problems, because everybody always has an opinion, everybody, including myself, so I can't even get mad at that would be like me getting mad at what I'm doing. But more or less, it's like I'm trying to organize my thoughts for you guys properly. But we I say we because like I'm talking like if we're together, but people in general tend to stay in the comfort zone, and sometimes in your mind you think that process is not broken, so why change it? But the problem is like we might say, oh, I'm living comfortable, this is great, XYZ, but you're really not happy. You're more or less just like, hey, I'm living good. What am I complaining about? I shouldn't be complaining about it. No, we always have to strive to try to do things to develop ourselves in the long run, in the short term, and in the middle game. Because at the end of the day, you might only live once, but you don't know when you're gonna go. So you have to, live for today and plan for tomorrow. And and I've noticed that for people to genuinely be happy, you have to fall into area, what I call a space, where you can actually be almost your entire self. So like, what do you mean by almost your entire self? The only time, at least in my mind, where you are 100% you is in the bathroom. As funny as it sounds, it's the bathroom. No, in your mind, nobody's watching you. So and I'm not saying if you're religious or not religious. I don't really care about that, but I feel like The bathroom is where I'm not allowed to get judged or I'm not allowed to be seen type thing. Unless I'm doing something wrong in there, meaning like, a sin. When I say a sin, I mean, like, God forbid, you're a rapist or something, or you're a murderer. That's different. That gets red flagged and gets viewed, type shit. But yeah, man, it's only really in the bathroom where you could really be yourself 100% of the time. You could Google that weird shit on your phone and not feel weird, or because even when you're alone, or if you live alone, or whatever, etc., etc. Oh, but I'm alone all the time. Yeah, but the bathroom is where I feel like your mindset lets you put his guard down and let you, actually be who you really are. So that's, even if you're depressed at the time or whatever, however you want to say it. And trust me, depression is a very big mental health issue that I wish would be raised more, especially in Hispanic and Black families, where therapy and all that stuff it's like a taboo to go, or But times are changing, things are getting more accepted. But back to the um, happiness, most people are happy when they get to be themselves as much as possible. So, a lot of times people worry about how other people perceive them. And when this gets into your mind or mindset, you're more worried about what the person is thinking than your actual happiness. Because this in your mind makes you think that I'll be happier if this person's happy about my lifestyle and changes. But that person might not have the same lifestyle, might not have the same problems, might not have the same interests. Um, it goes back to what I say. If you ever know me personally, um, I like mint chocolate, and mint chocolate. A lot of people don't like mint chocolate. So it's like, if I always worry about what other people are gonna think about me, I would have never eaten no mint chocolate, or I would have never tried certain foods, or I would have never, went. Unless I've been to Canada, like, I've never thought things like that. Like, oh, people, when you visit out of the boroughs, coming from my neck of the woods, I'm more from a lower income community, and it's like, a vacation is like leaving the boroughs. I'm from New York, just in case, or going to Jersey for the weekend, or going driving up to Connecticut, or going to the beaches or Atlantic City. To me, to people in the lower income, that's like a vacation, because a lot of times we can't afford to pay for, go to California or going to Hawaii, so it's like the furthest we go here and there is Texas or Florida, and if we go to Cali, that's a trip that was planned out for years. So it's like, we everybody's situation is different, and that's what I mean. You might be able to drive a Lexus, but that guy could only drive a Honda Civic, So it's like, why are we gonna worry about that guy who's driving the Lexus when he's not understanding why you're driving a Honda Civic that's beat up, or he doesn't understand why you're working 3 jobs and grandma has to watch the kids. So it's like, I realize for you to be happy, and this is more of a skim through. More episodes we get down, you know, in depth and stuff, and I give more personal advice and things like that. But you know, why are we worried about what the next person is thinking? To be honest, for you to truly be you, you must be able to be happy at all times. And I know the world is not built that way. The world is not meant for you to be happy 24/7. It's not meant to be perfect. You're not meant to understand life. You're just meant to live in it and live in the moment. And people forget that your mentality affects your mood. Your mood affects your decisions. The mood affects the people around you. The mood could change the situation from great to worse, or worse to great. So it's like, if you could be in a place where you're tranquil, you're at ease, you're happy, you're in a comfortable environment, you're less likely to do things irrational. You're less likely to hide certain things where you might feel like it's not normal, or it's normal, or like, it's funny, right? Why are memes so relatable? Because they're actually saying what you're thinking. You know, in the sense where like, oh shit, like I be thinking that, like I'm not talking about every meme. I'm talking about like those memes where like, oh, am I the only person who pours the milk before the cereal? You know, like stuff like that, like things that you be like, oh shit, I thought I was the only one. By the way, no, I pour the cereal first and then the milk. And if there's extra milk, if there's enough to do another bowl, guess what? We eat another bowl. But if it's not enough, we drink the milk. You know, no food goes to waste. You know, we come like I said. You know, I come from a lower income family, and um, we didn't let any. We tried not to let anything go to waste. But now as I'm older, I'm actually a little bit more wasteful, and sometimes I feel a little bit guilty about that. But that's a whole nother subject. You know, and but more or less, you know, for us to be happy, we have to be able to be comfortable in our shoes wherever we go. We have to be, how do you say, off guard. You can't be on guard 24/7. There's no way you could possibly and be emotionally happy and allow people to come into your lives and all that if you're always guarded. And a lot of times we're guarded when we're around a set of people in our lives who don't have the same interests or don't do the same things or don't or frown upon anything that you do or laugh if you like to wear plaid skirts. You get what I'm saying? Like, or you don't like Prada, or you don't like Mercedes. That's why we live in a world of choice. You know, we don't live in a communist country. We don't live in a totalitarianism. We don't live in a place where somebody got to tell us what to do. Now, of course, the government always tells us what to do, but they give us the illusion of free choice. And I'm not gonna get into that government stuff because I don't have any real facts to back any of my Cisco facts up. So, that's for another day, another time. But like I've noticed over the years, at least in my personal life, where I was pleasing everybody else but myself, and I wasn't happy. Like I love to cater to people in general. That's just my personality. Like anybody knows when you come to my house, man, I take care of you. I treat you like you've been here for 100 years and you're part of the family. Just to me, once you walk in that door, I trust you enough to have you in my home, to break bread, to eat, to sleep, to all that stuff. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I was conforming to the people that would come and visit me. Like I didn't like certain things, I would do it. I didn't, I wasn't into this, but I would do it. And then, like, yeah, I had a good time at the moment, but then it's like, wait, I did everything else that everybody else liked, and then when it was time for me to do my thing and show my side, everybody's like, nah, we could do that another time. And then I was like, wait a second, how is it that we're always doing what you guys like, and then when I want to do something or take over, like I'll give you a good example because you must be like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, in my house, I always let everybody DJ, but then everybody knows when I DJ because, then I start picking songs that are not the popular songs or not the greatest songs or songs that have good lyrics but doesn't have a great beat, etc., etc. So the running joke was, oh snap, we let Cisco take over the DJ, and then I started realizing, I'm like, wait, man, how is it that I gotta conform to everybody and me listening to all their music 24/7, and then every time we listen to mine it's like like, oh, you playing the same song, or we playing songs 20 years old, hey, listen, those are the songs I like. And, believe it or not, I just changed the circle. I got more in tune with people that like the stuff that I like. And, hosting became fun again. Being able to have people over, playing games or charades, or, like I said, I come from more of an urban environment, and a lot of my friends don't like to do certain things like that. And, and everybody has what I call 2 or 3 different versions of yourself, because at the end of the day, life is life. Nothing is the same. No 2 people are the same. Even though, yes, there's twins, I get it. There's triplets, I get the joke. But at the end of the day, there's still two individual people. So we can't put ourselves all in the same category. So we have two or three different versions of ourselves, because at the end of the day, you're not going to find somebody 100% compatible with you, meaning every single thing that you like. So, you know, you have your work friends, you have your friends, acquaintances, and then you have real friends, and you have family friends. You know, different, different, different levels of friendships, different cliques, different circles. And if you notice, out of all the circles of friends or groups, whether you have or not, but why is it that your best friend is always the one that's there, or you think, oh, because we're best friends, we went through situations. No, the truth is, most of the time, you and your best friend actually have a lot in common. And as antisocial as a lot of people want to be, humans are a social being. We're meant to interact. We're not meant to really be alone. It could really do some mental damage if you stay off of socialization. And you know, we're living in a new a new time and era where socialization could be done in many different forms. It could be through avatar. It could be through an IG account. It could be through a Reddit account. You know, so it's like there's a lot more ways to express yourself, and I think that's how people are actually becoming more social. And in that part of the social media aspect, you know, I like the fact that, you know, you could find groups that like what you like. You know, there's left-handed groups. There's people who play baseball, high school baseball, high school. Things that maybe our parents back in the day might have not found a group. That's why a lot of older generations like to go bowling, bowling teams, and softball teams, because really that was the way to socialize. And now with social media being as big as it is, it's a lot easier. It takes out the personal level in it, but it's a lot easier, and it's also easier to find friends, also easier to get scammed, etc. You know, there's the good and the bad. So it's like, you know, if you really learn to be yourself, you really find a set of people that you could bond with. You don't have to give them the password to your phone. That's not what I mean. I mean, you know, we all have a group of friends that I don't want to say we all have, because I don't want to generalize everybody in the same situation. But majority of people have a set of friends, or a friend, or two or three friends that you grew up with. You trust them, have very compatible. You guys know each other. Cool. But it's impossible to stay together forever as friends. Meaning, like, you know, he or she won't move next door to you because you guys want to live together. But you know, everybody's lives take different paths. So that's when we have to learn to find groups where we have certain things in common, and adapt to that situation and try to bond on other things that maybe you might have not normally bonded on. But you always have to be able to feel comfortable. You know, work environment is different. You know, you have to be very careful. You can't say whatever you want. Can't do whatever you want. More repercussions. And you know, not saying that you could do whatever you want if you're not at work. That's not what I mean. It's just more or less like, enjoy, be happy, be yourself, do things that will take you out of your comfort zone if that's what you want to do. Like, if you tell yourself, man, I wish I could, this is a personal goal of mine, and I'm hoping maybe one day in my life, I would do it. Like, I would love to get up and do at least 4 or 5 minutes stand up, or 2 minutes or 3 minutes in front of actual people. So, you know, over the course of the last few years of my life, I've been through ups and downs, and I realized I love to talk. I love to host. I love to make people laugh. So, where are we today? Our first podcast, Cisco Facts. You know, I know it's a little unorganized right now. I know I'm jumping through. You know, at the moment I don't have a good setup, so it's like, you know, I'm just going by ideas that I've written down and things that I want to discuss and talk. But I know with practice and work and surrounding myself with other people that enjoy podcasts, and that could be like my podcast friends. You know, like we could do things that I like on that part. So it's like when you listen to when you eat grilled cheese every day. You might love grilled cheese, but sometimes you just don't want to eat grilled cheese, or you don't want to eat the same grilled cheese. You want to try grilled cheese with bacon, or you just want to try BLT. So it's like we always have to be able to find a way to satisfy whatever urges. And I'm not talking about the sexual kind of all. So I'm talking about, like, oh man, I wish I could hang out with somebody who loves watching Dragon Ball Z this weekend because I'm in the mood to binge watch it. Like, we should try to open up a little more on things like that, or even research groups, or finding people in your area that have the same type of interest. Because at the end of the day, there's not going to be someone who will always be there. Number one, because everybody has a life. Two, likes everything that you like, and three, why should they be on? Like, what are you doing for them that they have to be ready for you 24/7? You see what I'm trying to say? So it's like if we have a place to go to do something that maybe you don't want to do with your wife or your kids, or I'm not saying that either. If you're not married, like you don't want to do in front of somebody who you feel might judge you, or someone might judge you, you're gonna be unhappy because now that person's opinion matters so much to you that you're like, damn, I really like Dragon Ball Z, but I'm a grown ass man. I'm gonna sit here and make her watch it, or my wife or something. Just giving examples. And so it's like now you form a barrier, and then the barrier becomes something else because now you're like, damn, I really wanted to watch this, and now I gotta sit here and watch some crappy stuff maybe she wanna watch or he wants to watch. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but if I would have had the outlet where I had a friend or two that would be like, yo, listen, what do you think about maybe this weekend or next weekend sitting down watching, Dragon Ball GT series, even though it's not part of the story. Like things like that. Like, oh, people, oh, yeah, yeah, So it's like, I'm not telling you to be and make 100,000 friends, because at the end of the day, you can't keep up with something like that. You're going to be more stressed than anything else. What I'm saying is, be yourself. Surround yourself with people that like some of your interests. Don't have to be around them 24/7. But we need to find things to make us happy, to keep us happy, and to keep us in a nice mental state, where we can enjoy life, And again, I know there's mental illness with depression and bipolar and schizophrenia. If you need that kind of help, get it. I say do it. Therapy, anything. Go to the gym. That's gonna make you feel better, So it's like, again, I'm just giving a little preview and taste to Cisco's facts and Cisco's show. I'm not ending it just yet. I'm more or less just gonna leave that point there about. I'll dive into it in a couple of other episodes and things like that. But we have to make sure that we know what we're doing, in the sense where, what can I do if I'm not feeling good? What can I do to make me happy? What can I do to change this attitude? And sometimes we don't have the answer. But a lot of times it's because we don't have a way to make ourselves happy, because we think we need to be with this person, or we think we need to have a partner by this age. And if I don't get this, I'm unsuccessful, or I'm a failure, or XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. No, you need to find a way to, okay, I can't really do this today, this weekend, but maybe, I'm in the mood to do XYZ. Maybe if I call this guy up, hey, listen, we have, you know what I'm trying to say? Is some more or less something like that, So, be yourself, learn to be comfortable. Actually, just doing this podcast alone, hearing my voice, I think this is the longest I've heard my voice consistently my whole entire life, I'm not a guy that likes to take pictures too much and videos and all that. And you know what? As I'm gonna be 35, and I kind of regret it. All the pictures of me and my youth and all that comes from family. I don't have anything on my own. And I grew up in the 2000s. More or less, that was my teenage years. And I had phones with cameras. And, they weren't obviously the best pictures in the world, but I went through the Blackberries. I went through the HTC phones when they first came out with the HD. I've been a Galaxy person since like the fifth one, or third or fourth. I don't remember. So it's like it wasn't that we didn't have cameras. I didn't have cameras and things. I just wasn't. I just didn't like it because I felt people would judge me in the picture the way I looked. I judged myself, and look, 35 years later, I still don't like to take pictures. And every time I see a family event or function, you don't get me in the pictures. It's rare. You'll get maybe one when they force me to take the group picture, or they force me to take one with the family. I don't want to say forced because I take them. I just won't do it by choice. So I guess you could say forced. But honestly, people will have regrets in life and things like that. And it's natural. It's part of human life. But it's more or less goes back to what I said. Just gotta find things that make us happy. Find a way to do things. And I know certain situations and circumstances, things happen. Listen, I'm a light-skinned Dominican living in Brooklyn in the 75th precinct. And if any of these podcasts ever go viral, just go on Netflix and watch the 75th precinct. A little documentary, the 75th. So, yeah. So you could get a little more or less about my neighborhood. I've been in definitely many crazy situations, but this is for other episodes. But again, this is just something where I just wanted to introduce myself, give you a light topic, trying to more or less understand where my free nature comes from. I did come from a strict background. Maybe that helped me see things differently, and I don't want to say being on my own because I had family support growing up, but I really was jumping from place to place since I was 18 and 17, 20, and then I was able to move out and eventually start a family, XYZ, but I've seen some stuff. I've done things that I don't want to say regret because I try to live my life with no regrets, but it's just more one of those things, man. We have to learn how to identify what's broken and what's not broken. Let's leave it alone, and don't fix what's not broken, basically. At the end of the day, we just have to be ourselves, have a good time, be respectful, and learn that a lot of things are learned behavior. And if you can identify what triggers that learned behavior, or why do you go back to doing things like that, and not falling in a comfort zone where you think it's not a broken process, and you can figure that out, and life will be a little easier. Not that it's gonna solve the mystery of life, but more or less, if you're happy 9 out of 10 times, you're gonna make someone else happy. That's why they say misery loves company, but nobody ever talks about how a smile on one person's face can change somebody else. They completely. I've been in many situations where somebody just randomly smiled, helped me out, or said good morning. You know how many times I've gone to work or new places or malls or whatever, and no one says good morning, hello, how are you? How the meme goes is never. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna get it off the top of my head, but if you guys like memes, I think you know what I'm talking about. The one that says, let me try to see if I can remember real quick. Nobody asks how you are; they just ask how you. I don't know, something like that. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but yeah. I love memes. I'm a meme guy. You can follow me at Cisco Stolen Memes on IG. I post whatever I find. If your watermark is in there, I leave it. If you don't put anything for me to identify where I got it from, I don't know. But you could definitely inbox me on some memes that you guys would like me to post. I'll definitely look at them as soon as I get a chance. Or again, I don't even know if I'm gonna publish this. This is just more or less getting you guys accustomed to my raspy voice and knowing that I have experience in life. Not that much. I would like to learn and grow with you guys. So I want to thank you for actually, if you actually listen to the show. Thank you, I appreciate it. Um, I'm setting everything up to where I'll be easily to be able to communicate with people who actually, listen to the show. So on further episodes, I'll be throwing out more links and emails. And so again, thank you guys for listening to the show. Just a little quick recap. My name's Cisco, and the show is going to be about my opinions and whatever's trending, not trending. And if you have any tracks that you guys want me to use in the background, I mean, who knows if I'll ever get a good audience, but I put it on the background. I'm not a picky guy. I love rap, all kinds of music, more rap than anything else. I'm horrible with names, but I love a good lyricist. I love a good beat. I can't really freestyle, but once in the blue, I try to throw something out there. I'm one of those guys. Again, I love to talk. I love animals. I'm open-minded. I say what's on my mind. Sometimes I shouldn't, but I do. But, again, guys, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if you don't know it's broken, figure it out. Because sometimes what we might not think is broken, it's broken. Look outside the box and inside the box. Grasp and understand the situation, and adjust and adapt. Like Bear Grylls means, adjust and adapt to the situation. Or my favorite, the Dave Chappelle, modern problems call for modern solutions. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. But thank you so much, guys, and have a great, wonderful day, night, whatever time you're listening to this podcast. And come back. Give me some time to warm up. I'm gonna talk about a lot of things. I'm also gonna be doing reviews on documentaries, and I will be doing reviews on movies as well. I will be having some Twitch accounts, so a Twitch account coming soon too, because I like to play games, but my Twitch account is gonna be more go towards playing games with family and friends, or playing games for people who don't know how to play games anymore, which is the lost era of me, which is we were very, very good back in the day, and then we try to play the same games remake and we suck. Real fast and a quick story for my old school heads. So Tony Hawk came out with a new game, which is basically 1, 2, and 3, and redefined, remastered, not remastered, but done completely new for the PS4 or 5, whatever you want to call it. And man, I used to beat everybody on the block. And guess who decided to play online and get his ass whooped and not even come close to any of those matches? Me. So at the end of the day, man, there's always somebody better than you. There's always somebody worse than you. But the moral of the story is just be yourself. Try to be good. Because at the end of the day, if evil makes you happy, find a way to be evil in a good way. Stop the traffic officers from giving tickets. Warn people on speed traps. You know what I'm saying? Like little things that are not evil but evil to the public, as they call it. But it's like Mr. Robin Hood. He was doing wrong, but supposedly for the right reasons, right? But again, guys, thank you. My name's Cisco. Appreciate you guys listening to the show. You guys have a good one, and thank you for